Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I'm Miriam Dow, wife, mama of four, real estate investor, and entrepreneur. So in today's video, I want to go over how I was able to scale my rental portfolio in about 3.5 years using the BRRRR Method. The BRRRR Method is a technique started by David Green from Bigger Pockets. He's the Bigger Pockets host, and it stands for Buy, Rehab, Rent, Refinance, Repeat. So in 2020, I liquidated my 401k. I bought my very first property, which is right here, for $85,000. When I purchased this property, it was the third property that I put an offer on, and so I had lost 3 other bids before we got to this property. When I came to this property, I like how open it was, so I already had a vision. I like how it wasn't too much work. The property that I put an offer on before this one actually had some kind of oil tank that I needed to take care of, so that can go over, thousands of dollars. So I purchased this property. It was on the market for $75,000. I placed an offer for that, and then there was other bidders, so then I upped my offer to $85,000, so $10,000 above market price. Guys, I want to tell you something. Maybe I could have got it for $80,000. Maybe I didn't have to go as hard to put $10K. But yeah, I put $10K above because I really wanted it. I just wanted it. I had a really good vision for it, and I really liked the area that it was in. So just to give you some backstory on that property, the LLC, that the company that I purchased that property from, they bought that property February of 2020 for $50,000, and I bought it from them in November of 2020 for $85,000. In 9 months, they were able to make almost twice the money that they put into the property in the first place. Yeah, they had to pay taxes, but that was about it. They did absolutely nothing to the house. So there is money to be made, even if you're not really looking to flip a house. You buy a house and you have the funds to keep up with the upkeep, like the maintenance, the taxes, and you want to flip it, sell it to someone else a year or two later. You could make a few grand. You're not going to become rich, but you could definitely make a few grand. It was definitely easy money for them, but we are not in that type of market right now. It took me about 3 months to do the renovations. Renovations cost me around $45,000. That contractor, now that I've worked with so many other contractors, I realized that first contract that I had was a really good contractor. He had a team in place for every different scenario. Now, he did go over the timeline. They all do, but we didn't part ways. I would still be using that contractor because to be honest, even though I did go $20,000 over budget, that was with the material. He had no say in the material cost, and I like that he had a system in place. It was done by March. I had my certificate of occupancy, and I screened about 60 tenants for Section 8, and I got a lot of applications, but a lot of applicants were lying on their application. They would say they're moving in by themselves. I would call the current landlord, and they say, hey, they're a family of 5, he got 4 kids. They would say they've been working at a job for 7 years. I would call the employer, and the employer said, no, he started last month. So I was getting a lot of that. So and the good thing was, since I bought the property cash, I had no pressure on me. A lot of landlords go and buy these properties with hard money lenders, and they got pressure on thy neck to sell the property, to flip the property, to put anyone in the property. Now, we all see the nightmare stories, all the nightmare stories of people moving in, can't afford it. And to be honest, we're in crazy inflation right now. People just simply can't afford their living expenses because everything is so damn expensive, but your wages is not matching. It's not making sense. Make it make sense. September, I finally was like, let me give this property a shot, put it on Airbnb, and that was the way to go, was making money. I've been making money ever since. Shameless plug, my ebook will be released in the next few days. It's called Profitable Paradises, Mastering Real Estate and Airbnb Investments. 41 pages of knowledge, full knowledge dump. So I'm really excited about it. If you are looking to scale your Airbnb business, you're gonna get the answers in this ebook. If you are looking to start your Airbnb business, you're gonna get the answers in this ebook. So it's for people who already have their Airbnb and they're looking to scale, they're looking to just automate the business, they're looking to create more income from the business, this ebook is gonna help you. And for people who are looking to start and don't know where to start, this ebook is definitely gonna help you. So look out for the links down below in the upcoming videos. Ebook will be released in the next few days. Airbnb is doing really good. So 2022, I decided to now do a cash out refinance. I did a cash out refinance. Now the bank comes, they do an appraisal, they take a look around. They said that the house was worth $160,000. Remember, I was all in $130,000. I bought it for $85,000. I did the renovations for $45,000. So I was all in $130,000. They said that the house was worth $160,000. So $30,000 in sweat equity is what I got from the renovation. Decided to now pull that cash equity out because of course now I'm tapped out, to go ahead and reinvest it. And that's what the refinance part of the BRRRR acronym is, refinance after you rent it out. Now I was renting it out to Airbnb short-term rentals. So I decided to go with the DSCR loan. The guidelines are not as strict. They go off of how much rent you can make from that rental property. Now they didn't go off of my Airbnb income. They just went off of how much rent this property can get. So the property can get around $1,900 and they only care about, okay, what is your mortgage going to be? Is the rent that you're going to get from this unit going to cover the mortgage? So the mortgage is $1,184 and they did the math. The $1,900 that I can get from rent or the $2,000 I can get from rent will cover that $1,184 mortgage. Now my lender knew that I have Airbnb income, so I'm making a minimum of $3,500 a month. So they knew, but since Airbnb is kind of still new in the lending business, this is how we did it. This is how we structured the loan. So they were able to give me $101,000, including my closing costs. I took that cash and then I went to buy my second investment property, this one right here, with my husband. We bought this property for $156,000 cash. This property, I really like it because it's in Ewing. So it's in a really nice area, not too far from my first rental property, but it's kind of like the suburbs. Love it because it has a nice backyard. The neighborhood is very quiet, very nice, kind of, you know, like where I live here in Bergen County. So I really liked it. And the house was a little bit bigger. It's a 1-story house. It's a 3-bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 story. It does have a little crawl space in the basement. There's a washer and dryer there. But basically the plan is to go ahead and fix this property up. We have our architecture plans for this property. I have a video on that right here where I'm going over everything that I'm gonna do with this property. Now, this property came with a bonus property, a vacant lot right next door. Now, it's both on one lot. I did contact the town to see if I can go ahead and, you know, divide it into lots, maybe sell one of the vacant lot to help with the funds for this lot. But I was told it's like a 3 to 5 month process and it's like a $3,000 fee for all this stuff. So I decided not to do that. The goal is to fix this one up, then pull the cash equity out of that and go ahead and do a new build construction on the vacant lot. Moving on, 3 weeks later, I decided to partner up with my little sister, my partner, for her very first investment property. We bought my very first multifamily, a duplex in Trenton. We bought that property for $233,000. Now, I leveraged the fact that I already, the second property we bought cash in my LLC. When I bought the very first property back in 2020, I bought it in my personal name. But when I refinanced it with that DSCR loan, I refinanced it into my LLC, okay? So some people ask me all the time, should I get the LLC first? This is how I did it. The LLC comes with expenses, like you have to pay money towards the LLC, you have to keep up with it, you have to register it. There's a lot of things pertaining to the LLC. It's not just you create an LLC, you pay the little fee and that's it. And I had my business checking account with that LLC. So I needed those documents in order to go even create the business checking account. We bought the duplex in my sister's name. Now, both me and my sister are on the deed, but I'm not on the lending portion because I already have my primary residence that is on my debt to income ratio. So all of my investment property are not in my primary name. They're either in my LLC or in my partner's name. So I was able to leverage the fact that my sister, this was her first property, and she was able to get better terms because that debt to income ratio, she didn't have that problem. So this is a great way for couples, if you're looking to buy property together, buy it in one couple's name, but both of you could be on the deed if you're using a loan, and then only one couple apply for the lending application. Then from there, we renovated this property. It took us 18 months. It was supposed to take us 6 weeks. It took us 18 months. So this property definitely put us in a deficit, just trying to get it together and all the expenses. I can say we spent over $100,000 of cash to get this property ready, okay? We're probably around $140,000, but $100,000 of it was cash. I'm working, putting the money into it. I get my Airbnb income, putting the money into it. Other income comes, I put the money into it. I go into Susu's, we put the money into it. So it was an 18-month grind just to get this property up and ready. So that's how I was able to scale my Airbnb business within 3 short periods. Now, if I can go back in time, I wouldn't jump into getting that duplex. I would actually go ahead and finish working on that second investment property. This way, once I finish working with that, then you pull the equity out of that and you can go and you do the next one. What I did was I feel like I spread myself way too thin here, but this is a great example for you. Learn from my mistakes. Don't spread yourself too thin. This is a great way for you to scale your rental business, the the BRRRR method actually works. Right now, we purchased this for $156,000. Renovation cost is gonna go between $70,000 and $100,000, just depending on, you know, the different things that I pull out. Depends on if I want to manage it myself, it's probably gonna be closer to that $70,000 range. But if I want to hire a general contractor to do everything, you know, that comes with the uphead, and they will be managing it, and it's gonna be closer to that $100,000 mark. So that's what we're looking at. So we're gonna be all in. Let's say we put $100,000 into it. We're gonna be all in $256,000. The ARV on that property is going to be around $350,000. So there's $100,000 equity that we can pull out. But there's other ways that we can do this. We can actually pull out a HELOC in our primary residence where we have almost $300,000 in equity, pull some of that money out to fix this property here. So there's different ways that we can go about it. And of course, I'm going to document the entire process on my channel. So I hope this video was helpful, but just know getting into your very first property is the hardest part. Once you acquire it, you fix it up, you get a tenant in place, make it a short-term rental, then the banks look at the numbers, and if the numbers make sense, you can go ahead and start BRRRRing. So this is a great method to get started, and I recommend this method because that's how I was able to scale to 4 units, even though 3 of them is what's currently active. I hope this video was helpful. I'll see you in the next one.